Okay, I'd like to call our meeting to order. It's 5:52, and we're starting a little late because of technical difficulties with WebEx. Okay, so I just wanted to report. Is Jason here today?
No.
No. Okay, so Jason's not here. So we'll just let's go. The number 2 item is the February minutes approval. Okay, do we have a quorum?
I think so. Marty, Leslie, myself, and you.
Okay. All right. So may I have a motion to accept did you have an opportunity to check to see the minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So may I have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll
So
second.
that's Leslie, and I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Patricia will second. And all in favor? Can you just do a roll call, Leslie? Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Patricia?
Yes.
Marty?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And I'm a yes. So it's unanimous with the people that are here. Okay. Okay. So item number 3 is the liaison chair updates. Since no one's here today, to do that, we'll table it for the next time. So item number 4 is the chairman report. We have COVID updates. So here are all the dates. March 1st, expanded to 55 to 64. But it seems like as of April 5th, 16 and above will be eligible to get the vaccine. And I understand in Florida, they're even giving it to 5-year-olds. So
They should. They should down there.
It's moving forward. It's just it's unbelievable. Yeah. Did anyone want to comment on this?
No, we appreciate it.
Connecticut and Michigan are doing the best so far on the number of people vaccinated. Our staff safety committee has been meeting to discuss how and when to begin reopening town buildings and programs. Details are being ironed out, and they will let everyone know. Our number of vaccinated residents is going up, and the number of positive test cases continues to go down. However, we're still in the red zone, and that means that there's still 15 positive cases per 100,000 residents. Using this number allows a small town like Woodbridge to compare its positivity rate to a larger place like New Haven. Currently, we're at 19.5. Last week, we're at 25. And we're not out of the woods yet, but things are certainly improving. Okay, so Woodbridge Board of Education update. All faculty and staff have been vaccinated at Beecher Road School, and there is an AP search going on, an assistant principal search going on as we speak. Dr. Budd is seeking parents, guardians interested in one of 2 parent openings on the upcoming Beecher Road School assistant principal search. So if you're interested, if you would like to be considered, please email Dr. Budd and he will provide more details for you. There was no school this past Friday. It was a professional development day for Beecher Road School teachers. No school for the students, but the teachers had to go in for professional development. Update on the safety signage in the loop. It should be up sometime this week. And once it's up, I'll invite Dr. Budd maybe to take some pictures and maybe come back for the May meeting that we have in May. Diversity and inclusion update met on March 17th, and the committee is working on a diversity theme for the daytime diversity celebration, which is being planned. We're also looking into One Town, One Book series to promote the theme with a book that has a film aligned to it. We think we should also find something for the children so that they can participate. A new ad hoc committee has been formed, and it's called the Housing Study Committee. The committee will evaluate the data, engage the community, assess housing needs, and submit a report to the Board of Selectmen. If you're interested in volunteering, please let Selectman Heller know. So far, I believe they have Deborah Brander, Mika Cordoso, Harriet Cooper, Nicole Donzello,
Yeah.
Dominic Thomas, Mary Dean, Elaine Feldman, Kathy Hunter, and Dwight Rowland have all agreed to serve. So once the membership is complete, the work will begin in earnest to create a state mandated affordable housing plan. Meanwhile, the Town Planning and Zoning Commission continues to work through the application process, asking to amend the zoning regulation, town's plan of conservation and development to permit multifamily and affordable housing in the town's residential districts. You may view the application, other documents, and videos of the public hearings on the Town Plan and Zoning Commission page. There's also been some movement on the proposed cell tower issue. Earlier this week, Verizon performed a CW transmit test at the proposed 118 Newton Tower site. The purpose of this test, as explained to the town, is to determine whether a tower at that location needs to be 140 feet tall, as currently proposed, or if a shorter, lower tower would satisfy Verizon's requirements in the area. Obviously, I don't think anyone is in favor of putting towers in residential areas, and so First Selectman has spoken to the town's cell tower attorney, Ira Bloom, and its engineering firm, Isotrope Wireless, and they're reviewing the alternative locations sent to Verizon. Late last week, our First Select Woman attended a virtual meeting with all Congressional District 3 mayors and First Selectmen, hosted by U.S. Representative Rosa DeLauro, and they received an update on the 1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan package, which recently passed. And Rosa explained that this is only the beginning of the process that will help states. And secondly, the Congress will work on a recovery package to begin much needed infrastructure improvements, such as bridges and highways. Through Rosa's office, Woodbridge received funding approval as part of the Water Resources Development Act for a study to determine a solution to the horrible flooding issues in Lower Woodbridge. So that, by Starbucks down there on Litchfield Turnpike, that area, usually when there are heavy rains, all the houses in front or behind the little river there get inundated, and so it's been a problem. I can remember we've been working on it since I was last on the Board of Selectmen in 2010. So it's been a problem, and they've been trying to work with the Army Corps of Engineers to proceed to the next steps. Once the study is complete, Woodbridge will be eligible to apply for federal dollars to remediate this situation. Hopefully, it will get resolved. I know it's not a quick solution, but I feel for those people, the residents there that have to deal with this. When there are heavy rains and there's flooding. Also, our First Selectman attended a webinar about changing the way we handle trash, and that's music to my ears because it will also help us save money, and they're investigating this possibility that may bring it to the board later this spring or summer after learning more. So the community garden is under sustainability. Leases are due, and people should pay the fees. now or as soon as possible. And once payments are made, it will be determined how many plots will be available to new leases. Regarding the former Country Club of Woodbridge property, I think what's happening is that they're looking for some monies to perhaps bring down the clubhouse. And so maybe through bonding, that will occur, but that's tentative. There's some discussion on that. And also the old firehouse, there's work on that to finish converting the old firehouse into a community center through bonding. Other items included through bonding is the construction of a storage facility, as I mentioned to you in the past, in back of the current firehouse. Improvements to the senior center and a refurbishment of the Beecher Road School roof. The estimated cost is $2.85 million. This includes $500,000 for soft costs such as contingency, insurance, and bonding. This will go to referendum, obviously, and which may go to a town meeting or a ballot vote. Town Finance Director is also looking into the potential of adding a couple of other projects, such as the cost, as I mentioned earlier, of the clubhouse, the Country Club of Woodbridge, and maybe even adding some sidewalks from Amity High School to the town center. Okay, so another major goal of the first selectman is the improvement of public spaces. There are surveys on the website, and one is the Woodbridge Bike Route, and there's a crowdfunding campaign for bike trails, and that's the area between the library and the old, going to the school and back to the town center. More information will come, and you can get more information on the town website. And also the Grove, I think that the deadline to give your input on that was this past Sunday. But the Grove is also another one, and it's just the beautification of the town of Woodbridge. I think it's what we needed, or what we need. My suggestion was to put either a butterfly garden by the Grove and a water feature, and perhaps even bees garden. I thought those would be nice ideas. Stop me anytime if you want a clarification, or if you want to say anything or add anything. There's no questions, and you don't have any comments, then I'll just move on to number 5. Earth Day is Saturday, April 24th from 9 to 11, and I'll let Leslie Lyons give some more update on that.
Okay. Tony was nice enough to intervene with Betsy Yagla, and had given me a tentative letter indicating which activities are going to be presented. It sounds pretty exciting, and the emphasis again is to recycle, redo, and to rid ourselves of objects in our houses that we don't need right now. The following agenda is proposed. All right. The South Central Council of Government is going to be offering discounted rain barrels and compost bins. And there is a website you have to contact first to reserve yours and pay for it. And you can pick up the barrels and bins at the Earth Day presentation. Do you want me to give that website right now?
Yeah.
I could.
Yeah.
Okay.
I bought one when they first came out, and I put it up in the woods, and I couldn't go out there when there was snow, but what I did was I kept some containers with tops on it, and I put it in the basement, and once the snow melted, then I was able to get back up there and throw in the compost. But when I found What I found was that some of the critters had gotten in there, which is
Yeah.
fine. I mean, I have no problem. So I love, having the compost bin. So I recommend it. And I understand it was what, $150
Oh,
if you buy it
yeah.
commercially, or
Oh, sure.
if you buy it. And I think they're selling it for what, 40?
I'm not sure. That information I didn't
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
But I know we personally invested a couple of years ago in a rain barrel, a real nice one, a real contemporary one, and it's in front of my house. And you can buy rain chains, which we also did, to watch the water go down into the rain barrels. It makes a really nice setting at your house. They're on
Oh,
the but and what we did was with the rain barrel, we cut a hole in the bottom, piped it out to the front where our hedges are and things that needed to be watered, and they're automatically watered, which is great. It
wow.
hasn't worked
Wow.
that way. Yeah, I highly recommend it. It was a great
Yeah.
investment and
Yeah.
expensive.
That's great.
Yeah, so all right, so that the website is SCRCOG composter sale. So that's SCR cog composter sale dot company dot site SITE.
Maybe you can email it to Tony afterwards too, just so that she gets it
Okay.
right.
Tony, you have it, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
Okay,
And
good.
that's one thing. Now, the other thing is the South Central no, I'm sorry, I already did that one. Yeah, no. You also can participate with the Friends of the Woodbridge Library. They're accepting books and puzzles, both adult and children. They are requesting that they be in good shape, clean, no odors or smoke damage, and that there is a limit of 4 boxes per household that you can donate. They'll take books and puzzles, and that sounds kind of neat. Um, the other thing is the recreation department will collect sports equipment and lawn games, and they're going to be used for the purpose of the summer camps this summer. So that's another possibility to bring those. Take two, that's number two, recycling. They're certified in electronics recycling, and they'll be accepting items as well. And I'm assuming it's like what has been done at the transfer station, smaller items, nothing like room size, but I would assume that would mean computers and televisions and things like that. There's also a company called Bye Bye Mattress, and that program will take old mattresses and box springs off your hands. And I think that's great. Goodwill is going to have a truck as well, and they will be accepting household items. It doesn't specifically say anything, Tony, about clothing, but I'm assuming it just means household items. So
Yeah, I read that as well. I believe it's household items. Maybe things that are a little more awkward for people to take to Goodwill.
yeah.
But also, I just want to mention that everything that all this information will be included in the April newsletters that will be arriving at households right around the 1st of April. So people will have all this information also at their fingertips to review and know all the companies that you're naming. So just so that people aren't jotting, if they're not jotting it down, they'll know that they'll get something in writing about what is available.
Okay. The other item that was mentioned was we're encouraging residents to help with pick up roadside litter. Trash bags and a list of roads that are in need of special attention will be provided as well. Now, the one thing that I'm not sure of, and Tony, I hate to hit on you again, but just a question. Public Works will pick up the filled litter bags that are left at roadside the next week. Does that mean people are going to keep all that for a week and then put it?
Um, Well, I believe there will be somebody coordinating that from town. There'll be a volunteer, so she'll be at that event giving specific instructions, like where they plan to end their route. And probably, I don't think they'll take it with them. They'll leave it there, but then Public Works will know the route to travel. So it will be coordinated with the person who is who's helping with that specific part of the Earth Day event.
Okay. And,
And then, yeah,
okay.
she'll notify Public Works about the pickup, and she'll instruct people who are volunteering as well. So that's how that will be coordinated.
Usually at the end of the street, usually they put them at the end of the street, and then Town Works drive by and they just pick them up. So it hasn't been a problem in the past.
Yeah.
I know my street is a dead end, and so I pick it up and I just put it at the end.
The day of
street stop sign.
Yeah. All right. And then Woodbridge residents may drop off prescriptions and over-the-counter medications to the drug take-back box, and that's located at the Woodbridge Police Department. The items that are acceptable include pills, ointments, patches, or pet meds and vitamins. Things that are not accepted include syringes, thermometers, inhalers, lotions, liquids, aerosol, and hydrogen peroxide, or medicine that is discarded from an organization or a clinic or a business. And so those are the highlights of the day. Things are going
And
to
that
be
would
done.
include also like expired Tylenol and Bayer aspirin and all
Right.
of that. I would assume,
Yeah.
right?
That they'll take, the over-the-counter stuff. And that's basically the information that I have.
Okay, great. Good job. Thank you. All right, Marty, want to give us an update on the tech workshop that we scheduled for April? So our April meeting will only be on the tech workshop. We will not conduct any meeting agenda business.
So I think you pretty much summed it up, right? What is it? April 26th, we'll be doing a TIC workshop with Toby Stafford from the state. So I guess it's going to be on our YouTube channel and can also get in through WebEx. So we have a 5:30 start time for that.
Okay, got to make sure that it seems like I'm the only one that's having these problems with the WebEx. So I'm going to have to make sure that the issue is resolved, before our April 25th meeting.
Excuse me, Marty, I would like just to interject that it also will be streamed on channel 79. So aside from just the YouTube channel, it'll be channel 79, the YouTube channel. They could call in to listen, or they could go in via WebEx. If they go in via WebEx, that's the only way they'd be able to ask a question, is by raising their hand in the WebEx meeting and asking that. So I don't know who will be, if it'll be you or Lore, but the participants need to know that if they're coming in via WebEx, you have to instruct them that at the end of the session, they will have to raise their hands. And then I'll see it, and then they could ask a question. So there's going to be some introduction to that part of the meeting, probably before you're introducing, your speaker, is what I'm thinking.
We'll base it on if anybody else signs on.
I'm sorry, Marty?
I guess we'll base it on how many additional people sign on this way. If anybody has questions, we'll address it.
Okay. Basically, I think when you introduce the speaker, before you introduce the speaker, you just go over the procedures and say, everyone can ask a question. Let's put a 3-minute limit on it, and say, raise your hand through the chat, and we'll call on you at the end of the presentation, and then we'll take it from there. And we'll see. I'll help, and you know, to look to see who has their hand up, and we'll figure it out.
Sounds like a
Right.
plan.
Okay, thank you.
So there's,
All right,
so
and,
there, I'm sorry, there's just a few other items with that, which I had emailed, you know, Marty and you, Laura, about who will the entire board members be panelists at that on that evening?
who will what?
Will all the panelists be, will the entire board be panelists that evening?
Yes, yes. Why not?
Okay, so then I'm just going to remind everybody to please keep keep yourselves on mute while the guest speaker's speaking, so there's no like just turning of pages or little subtle things. And then there was one other thing about that.
That makes sense.
Okay, and I thought there was just, oh yeah, does it make sense? I know, Marty, you indicated that the speaker is familiar with WebEx. Do you feel that he would like to do a test run through before the evening of the event?
He had mentioned that he thought it would be a good idea, so we'll figure out coordinating that.
Okay, great, perfect.
Okay, so you let me know what you need, and I'll try to be there also. Okay, and
Sounds good.
the dog park update, Leslie?
No, I have not. I think Nicole was gonna do that. I haven't heard.
Okay, so you don't have anything to update at this point. Okay, thank
No.
you.
Do you want me to continue trying to?
Excuse me?
Is that something you want me to make as an ongoing effort?
Well, you between you and Nicole, that would be great. Yeah. And number 8, invasive species. Any update, Patty?
No, I think Jason did a good job last month going through all the projects that the scouts were doing and all the efforts that, they had already done with the cleanup in the fall and the tours and walks that they did. And so I don't have anything new that's been reported to me, but the trails are looking really good. I must say, they've been
I
putting.
haven't been on them. I haven't been on them yet.
Oh yeah.
Well,
No, they have all the boards and the rough areas. A lot of things have been cleared. They've been doing a great job.
You think you can contact Andy Danzig for the May meeting and just get an update on, because he's reported that the section of the Blue Trail in Park Lane, which Jason also mentioned, Old Indian Trail
Right.
area east of the park lane is temporarily closed.
Right.
And part of the trail had been on privately owned property, which is now being conveyed into a private solar farm.
Yeah.
So I guess they're trying to, make new trails. And he also mentioned that a spring trail cleanup is tentatively being planned for April. So maybe if you could contact him and find out when, and then
they had all this in the newsletter, the Woodbridge newsletter too.
okay.
But I can get the highlights of it.
They just said tentatively for April, but they didn't give us a date. A working date. All right, so April meeting, we said, was the virtual TIC workshop. That's April 26th at 5:30 p.m. New items for May meeting. Our May meeting is May 24 at 5:30. And anybody have any items at this point? Maybe what we could do is put down a presentation on the loop, the signage and the loops, on the loop for that one. Anybody else? Maybe a report from the Trail Master on updates for the past couple of months, what they've accomplished.
Sure.
Okay. And maybe an update on how the Woodbridge Day went. Can you do that, Leslie?
You mean the Earth Day?
Earth Day, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, and then, Marty, can you just do a little update on the TIC workshop?
Okay,
All right, and if you think of anything else, just keep me posted. And anybody else have anything else? Otherwise, we'll call the meeting adjournment.
I do have something, Leslie, regarding the TIC workshop. I'm sorry, Laura, regarding the TIC workshop. I know that the little side room is open for the library residents to get books and whatnot. I didn't know if you wanted to put a flyer there for the TIC workshop for people to pick up, maybe to promote the event. I don't know. I mean, it is going to be
That's a great idea.
because there is a lot of activity in that library, in that little meeting room where people pick up books.
Right. Marty, are you up to putting together a little flyer?
I could do that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Marty. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. So let's call the meeting adjourned at 6:23. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
Patty, and second?
I'll second it.
Marty,
second.
second it? Leslie?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody,
Okay.
for joining, and I appreciate all your efforts. Thank you, Tony, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Bye, everyone. Good night.